markets here today. Okay, so how the week went, and we're gonna have a quick discussion on that. And before I begin, just a humble request, please, guys, if you guys like what I do, like my videos, leave some comments below, and I will continue to post more content for you guys on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so let's get this party started. So if we see what happened with SPY today, it was just like what I was saying. This pullback is needed. It held this level about 448. I was looking for a steeper pullback to 446 and 445, but this is still nice. And you can see right now at the support level, we got this candlestick pattern right here with a long wick. You could say it's a hammer, candlestick pattern. So usually they are bullish. We'll see how the next week pans out with this candlestick pattern right here. If we do go bearish here, we want to get below about the 446, then get below 443, right? But right now, this is a strong close for the bulls, and this is an amazing close. I want to see price get above 461 now, and so we can get a nice push above and start to April, okay? But the important level is going to be this level right here, 457. As you guys can see, there is previous tests on it, and these previous tests have failed. So this is going to be third time, but I do think we do push higher here. I'm starting to get a little bit bullish in the market now. This head and shoulder pattern is looking to be invalidated on a smaller time frame of things as we progress further, right? So if we look at the S&P 500 just based on price action, look at the volume today. The volume today is not the greatest, right? So it's not high, it's not low. It just sustained right about there, right? So this is good in the pullback. So on the week, how did we finish? This is actually really good. So when we were talking about bulls here, right? So bulls, like, however, on the weekly time frame, there's only a matter of concern right here where you see the price action, right? On the weekly, we can see sellers actually came in the week, right? Buyers were up here, sellers brought them down back into the zone, but the volume is pretty nice. But then again, this is a small candlestick, so could be a gravestone doji, which is not the greatest. So we'll see what happens in the coming week. But on a smaller time frame on the daily, we do look bullish here. If we do fail and we do break down, we're gonna see some massive levels get hit. But for now, let's focus on the positive. Going into the weekend, we have Tesla delivery numbers coming out soon, so be mindful of that as well, right? So, so far the SPYs look okay. So if we look into the Qs now, and let's start out with the daily, right? Daily, same concept here for the Qs, right? We're stuck in this little area right here, right, between these two ranges, and price bounced out over that range. You can see it's tested multiple times here, once, twice, three times, four times, and fifth time we're getting a bounce. But the important level, what we want to see, or an important tool that we want to see, is we want to see price rise and continue to go higher. Okay, so right now price unfortunately is consolidating, right? So it's not able to make the necessarily moves that it wants to make on the daily time frame, right? So it's just kind of stuck here. Okay, so what we want to see is we want to see a nice momentum in the Qs here. What we want to see, price push to this level, then bounce down, and then get a nice bounce, right? But you see the declining volume here is good, and the sell volume here has not picked up. So that, keep that in mind, okay? The selling has not picked up here. That's important to me. If we look at the weekly time frame now, see there's more buying here, continuous buying. But then again, what's important to know on the weekly time frame, that's why you must look at multiple time frames, right? We do see sellers holding this level, right? So that's something important to know. Sellers are holding this level. The last time they held this level this well, we pushed down lower. So it's important to see where we set a new low here. So just remember, we had a nice run. We do need to set a low before we start to bounce in the other direction. So we just need to see where that low comes. If it comes all the way down here, well, that's not really good, right? We want to see the low set higher, maybe somewhere in either this level or in this level, right? So then from here, we can bounce and push higher, right? So after every uptrend, there is a pullback. We just got to see where the pullback is to determine if we're in safe zone or not, right? So on the weekly, we'll see where the pullback is. This is my area of, acceptance. This is where I think this is okay. If we go below this, well, you guys already seen what happened the last time price went below this level, right? So this will be the second time. If price goes below 346, it'll be the second time it goes below it, and we can push way, way lower, right? So we'll see what happens, and we'll see how the month of April, gets us going. Looking at Dow Jones, right? Dow Jones, we already have an inverted pattern. We have a pattern here. If you guys seen my previous videos, I have pointed it out, right? So this is on the weekly time frame. Let's look at the daily here. The daily, volume is not that great, right? Volume is in between this area here. It's not bearish, not bullish. It's just kind of flat here. Pullback, right? This is a hammer candlestick, or you can say a doji on the Dow Jones, right? And usually, if this is a support and this is going to act as a support level right here, this is a strong indication the price could bounce from here, right? So we'll wait and see what price does in this area. But what we want to see, hypothetically, is we want to see price bounce, close above it, buyers come in, and we get a push up to the upside, right? So that's something important to know, and that's something we want to focus on, and we hopefully we get. So IWM here, IWM, nice close, right? It's still below this resistance level that we've looked at previously, right? So this is an important area of consolidation right here, and we need IWM to pick up here, right? So unfortunately, if it does not, the small caps are going to be in a world of trouble, right? So if we look at what's happened, with IWM, when IWM is not able to make new highs here, it just kind of gets rocked, right? So we don't want to see that happen to IWM right here, right? We want to see IWM move and make its necessary, pivots. But right now, if this level continues to move in this direction and this supply zone holds, the likelihood that we're going to test this level again and break below it increases. So if we break below the this level right here, 187, we're going to go all the way down to 170, right? So this is a big zone right here in IWM. Okay, so keep an eye on that. And VIX is still holding fine. There's nothing wrong with it right now. Still got his inverted head and shoulder pattern going on right here, right? It's just holding, not a lot of activity going on. We did have some call flow come into VIX, but it wasn't massive, so we'll leave that for now. And VIX has some upside resistance right here, and we'll wait and see what VIX does, right? So this is something important to know and important to focus on, right? VIX is okay. It's and the market's not doing the greatest, so it makes sense for VIX sits where it is. If the market is going to go on a strong bullish, uh, bullish sentiment, and the market's going to start moving on the upside, we're going to start to see VIX fall substantially. Okay, so then we got ARC. ARC is doing okay, holding this level. This is starting to look like a double top again, and a rejection, and the ARC could be on its way down unless there's some buyers that come in and support is found at this level and we start to push higher. But right now, things are not looking good for ARC on the daily, on the weekly. You can see once again rejection here, which is not great. So we had big volume on the sell, right? So now we had some huge volume here. This could be shorts covering their positions. So that's what it could be, because the range is not that big. The range is very small. So that's something concerning to me on ARC, right? So let's look at KWeb here. KWeb once again, right? This looks like a massive dead cat bounce that happened on KWeb. And, if this is going to really start to pick up here, we really need price to start moving this above this zone right here, right? If KWeb can't get above that, that's going to be a big problem. The 35 level, this is going to act as resistance, and it's going to push it way lower. It's already, at its all-time lows. So it's tested that level. It's like now it's going to be like, how low can KWeb go at this point, right? So I think they've bottomed here. So this is looking like a triple bottom to me. So this is something interesting to note. But unfortunately, the way the market's going, if it is a triple bottom, we do need price to pick up here and start pushing the stocks higher. And even though this is a weekly chart, it might take some time for that to happen. But we need this support level at 26 to hold. If this support level is held, everything will be fine for KWeb. Right, so let's see for the week. Even today, oil was up, right? Just keep that in mind, like how we finished today. That's something I'm just a little bit concerned with, that how up oil was, and the sectors that finish high, right? So let's look at XLE. This is real estate. The real estate sector did okay. It's turning upwards here. it's well above this range right now. So following week will be a big level for real estate. If real estate can continue to move, that's pretty good. Once again, though, this is a defensive sector against inflation. So, people do go into real estate to protect against inflation, right? Also, gold. Gold is down again. My big level on gold, like I've mentioned here, is a 175 level right here. So, my position, so the position I have on gold is that if it comes down to 175 and it breaks, we're going back down to 166. But on the monthly time frame, just pay attention to this. Gold is making a cup and handle, right? This is setting up to be a new swing on gold. Okay, so this was the swing here. This is setting up to be another swing on gold. So, that's why I know the bigger levels here. So the bigger level here is at 160-ish. If this level is held, we can see a bigger swing to the upside, right? So defensive sectors once again leading here. Look at utilities, right? Utilities on the daily killed. The market did really well. This is a nice run here. They had a consolidation and a breakout. I want to see some sort of retest for utilities. If utilities continues to hold like this, it could be a bit problematic, okay, for us. Look at the last time they did really well. Utilities was in '08 and it peaked, and then you guys know what happened after that. XLP consumer staples here. Consumer staples are also picking up, so keep that in mind. And XLE, which is energy, look at on a daily, right? So energy is just consolidating in this zone. Is it possible that energy may have topped out? It's consolidating. So if it is going to top out, we're going to see price get below the zone 70 and start to fall, and we're going to see an aggressive sell order start to come in. But right now, that's not the case. That's not what I see. I like to trade what I see, but right now we do have this doji on the weekly, so this indecision on the weekly time frame, not usually good. Could be a sign of a reversal because XLE is in an uptrend. When a doji is formed like this in an uptrend, we do get an indication of a reversal, though that's something to keep in mind. But that would be bullish for tech and all those other sectors that have been hit. So looking at the tech sector here, technology, we do still have the head and shoulder here intact, but it had a nice bounce, so we'll have to keep an eye on this, right? How much tech can rise in the coming weeks, right? So if this level is held, we're going to go push above 163 and we're going to go all the way to 172. So that's something to keep in mind of in tech. However, this is a big resistance zone at 164, and we'll see if we can get above that, right? So that's all for the ETFs and the SEC stocks. Looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is making moves, right? So this is important about Bitcoin, right? Or any stocks. This is the price action that I follow, right? So if we just look at Bitcoin, right? So it broke out of a range, it retested the range now, which is what I like to see. And now I want to see more buying come in and get above 488, and then this could easily from here rip to at least this particular level right here, about 577. Okay, and I would have my first target as here, and then my second target as right about here, 59. Right, so we just need some more buying to step in on Bitcoin, and we can start to make that move higher here. Right, so XRP is consolidating. It did unfortunately get rejected here, as you guys can see with these long wicks. So liquidity was discovered here on the sell side. So more sellers are sitting there. However, this is still an ascending triangle. We can see if price consolidates and gets ready for another rip, and we can easily go to 99, and then from there we have about a target of 116 here. Okay, so this is XRP. We'll see how that does, right? Ethereum, similar to Bitcoin, is consolidating in this range. As you guys can see here, this range for Ethereum has been very, very wild, right? So it's been stuck in this range here before, and every time it's consolidated in price action has not been able to get above this area properly, it's rejected, right? But every time it's gone up, Ethereum has visited a few levels. So my first target level on Ethereum is about 3684, and second one is about 4060, right? So these are my levels on Ethereum. If this continues to move, it does have some decent buying pressure that's being built up here. It is holding a new low here. So this is a higher low, so we can continue to push higher very, very easily, right? So this is something important to keep in mind. And so that, with everything said, I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I hope you guys enjoy this segment that I brought you guys today. And if you guys have any questions, you guys want me to cover anything, let me know. I'll be more than happy to do so. And once again, if you guys like the content, please like the channel and subscribe, and I'll appreciate it.